Hey, what's going on, guys? 118 Seth Shadow here. Well, all I've been talking about these days are drops and hidden gems, and unfortunately, today we're really just going to be talking about drops. And we have some light gains on the high end, but outside of that, I think it's starting to get saturated. The market is starting to get pretty saturated when it comes to set 1. I mean, for starters, we only have set 1 available right now, and we've had additional prints that have finally started to come into locals. I know my local, where I just went to play yesterday, just got boxes in the other week. I wasn't able to attend that week, but they've got a lot back in stock right now, and they're sitting on the shelf this time. And the price is starting to show when it comes to single boxes, which were readily selling for 80s plus, all the way up to the 90s and even the hundreds at some point. But they're starting to fall. Now we're seeing them go back to just 70 base. And there are a good amount of quantities available despite the fact that the number of listings is still only 15. And there is still another slated release for this when set 2 comes out. So unless you're at this point, you might actually be better off just buying singles now, as most of the singles that you could pick up are really low in value in comparison, unless you're trying to get the really high rarity cards. And talking about that, let's also take a quick look at the promos before we start getting into more of the singles, which honestly haven't seen too much movement, and you can see that there are a high amount of quantities of these now too. Dragon Warriors at 17 listings, Floral Fencers also at 17 listings, and these are the two biggest promos that you can pick up right now in terms of value. You've got Lilith coming up next, who has a $5 tag for the base price, but a $10.99 market price. I wonder about that. Let's take a quick look. Well, 3, 6, yeah, there are a ton of $5 to $6 copies and some a little bit lower than that right now. But if we look at some of the other ones, you got Priest of the Coolge, who is 20 listings, 350. Alchemist Workshop. Dirt Rune stuff has been getting a little bit of hype recently. So this one's at 1070 base, but its market price is 628. If we actually look at sells on this one, let's see. 8-ish. Yeah, despite the fact that it's over 10 right now for the base listings, the only ones that have sold have been below that so far. Then you've got Elven Princess Mage, $8 base, and that's it for the shop tournament promos, and then we start getting into the box toppers. Fate's Hand is still the most expensive one now at $2.30, which is still not too high. Then you got Floral Fencer, which used to be the biggest one. Now it's $1. Everything else, it's not even worth mentioning at this point. And then we start getting into some of the singles. I talked about how the Ultimate of Jeanne d'Arc was really low on quantities and bypassing $100. Well, looks like that turned around, and now we've got 18 listings that are getting back down to 90. But the card is still selling around 90, so it's still a pretty good ultimate to pull. But if you take a look at some of the other variants, the Evo version of Jeanne d'Arc, which is what the ultimate represents, that's still really cheap to pick up. $1 right now, base listing for the legendary, and then $7 for the super legendary. The super legendary of the regular John has fallen off from its $30 market price to $23.41 at base, and then it's under $10 right now for the legendary. So that one's fallen off and become a bit more affordable. Forte is going through a similar motion when it comes to its low ends. The super legendary is dropping off a little bit, but it's still close to $50. So still more expensive to pick up than your average. And the ultimate rare has rebounded a little bit. 7 listings at 125 base to start off with. I mean, of all the ultimates in this set, I feel like this was the poster child of set 1. And to me still is, so it makes sense that it's at this valuation for its ultimate rare. But if you want the legendary, that's last time we talked about it, it was hitting 20 and under, and it's still under 20 right now with 27 listings. If you want the Evolves, you're still pretty good. 220 right now is the base for the Legendary, and if you really want to pick up the Super Legendary, it's under $10 right now, and so is its market price. Otohime is the next card to go over, where we have the Ultimate Rare creeping up in value from where we last saw it. It was around 35, now it's closer to 44, but that's still under 50. Not bad for an Ultimate Rare. And then Super Legendary wise, we're looking at 14 for the base version, and then about $10 when it comes to the Evolved. And then for the regular Legendary, we're below $10 again. We're starting to get back to 5, but we're still at about 7. And then the Evo version's below 5 for both its market price and its lowest available. And of course the Bodyguard is here. It's still the most expensive token you can pick up right now at $179 for the base price, and its market price is still 2, but it is still the most expensive token that you can pick up. If you want Flame and Glass, don't have to put too much into that one. This card is still about $1 for its Legendary, but if you do want the Super Legendary, that one is substantially higher. Even as I say that though, its base listing and market price are both under 10. Of course, once we start looking at shipping and handling, that can change, but they're basically $10 for a few copies before they jump up to 15. I mean, Flaming Glass is not a... I wouldn't say it's a competitive deck right now. I mean, it's a neutral, so unless you're building a full neutral deck, which I haven't seen a player try that yet, you're splashing it into another deck, which I've seen some pretty successful play out of this in, Dragon and Forest? Yes, Forest. But, yeah, I mean, it's Flaming Glass. I like the card. I'll probably pick up a Super Legendary at some point, but we'll see. Shape-Shifting Mage, the Evo version of this card. We talked about how this one got bought up to about $5 at one point. It's still on the expensive side, but it's still $3 to $4, so, I mean, I guess I say expensive, but for a gold, nothing is really expensive when you consider that Bellringer Angel is a $15 to $20 card right now. Literally every other gold in this set is under $10. So, yeah. That's all I can really say about that one. So, take it as you will, but compared to most of the other golds, it is still expensive. Arc Summoner Erasmus, as we talk about Dirt Rune more today, is $120 right now, base for its regular Legendary, and its market price is lower than $150. The Super Legendary is one of the cheaper ones you can pick up too, with its market price around 5 and its base listing around 6. From what I heard, there's a little bit of hype going for Dirt Rune because of Gen Con too, which happened over this past weekend. I was told that the designer for, I think it was for Juno's Laboratory, was playing, you got the opportunity to play that guy, or I'm actually not sure who it is, but I heard you got to play that person if you won a raffle. And so that person was playing Dirt Rune, and so I think that contributed a little bit to the hype there from what I understand. Novice Trooper has gone all the way back down for its bronze. Market price is now 35 cents, and the base listing is 15 cents, but I'm pretty sure that's got a bit of a price tag on the shipping side. Why don't we take a look? Oh no, it's just $1 shipping. So 20 cents, although there's only one copy of it. Once we take a look at the listings that have more copies, we've got 15 for 25 cents and then 50 copies for 50 cents. But that's got a $5 shipping tag, so I'm not sure that's going to sell very well. In any case, Novice Trooper's way down from its dollar-digit level, whereas the foil version is still holding just under $5 for its base listing, so it's basically a $5 card right now. And then finally, we've got Path to Purgatory, which has also fallen off from its highs and is back down to a $1 to $2 card overall. And there are lots of quantities available for this one too. But I mean, this is not a bad card. After trying it out a bit myself in Dragon, and then of course it's a good tech to play in Abyss for activating Sanguera, it's still a nice one to have, and if you haven't picked it up yet, the wait was worth it, because picking it up for $1 to $2 is certainly better than picking it up for $3 to $5. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.